Hello, good evening and happy Wednesday. Welcome to Sandra's Stampin' Craft Studio. I'm just getting the cameras ready for you and we'll be down to the table. So this evening I thought, right, we're getting near the festive season and I'm sure that many of you will be starting to wrap presents if you haven't already. I did do some for the weekend to take to family, but apart from that, none of the others have been wrapped at all. So yes, I've got lots to do. So we're kind of working through the season and I thought, yeah, that'd be a good one to do some tags today. Just some really a one sheet wonder layout that I use regularly, and it just helps you understand how you can make more from one sheet of card. So let's get you down onto the table. Hi Shaz, lovely to see you. I'm just getting my table ready. There we go. Let's just whiz you across there. And let's crack on. So this is a layout for an A4 sheet of paper. So in America, US, you're going to have to work these sizes out. I haven't written them on here. This is kind of 2 3/4 by 5.5, and then 2 3/4 this way. So that's the exact measurement in inches, but you need to work it to your 8.5 by 11 to make sure that works. But this is basically one long cut. The perforated are score lines. Okay, so hi Marilyn. So you're both joining me on YouTube first. Look, there we go. No face, it says connected to both. So hey, let's go with it. So what shall I start with? Do I want to do some layers or do I want to do some cream? I'm going to do one of each so that you can probably be easier to see the score lines on the vanilla than it is on the cream. So I'm going to take that. Oh, my last sheet of that one. I need to get some more out of the other packet. So what we're going to do is use this cutting diagram. We'll try and keep both on the table together. Let's do the cream first. So if I say I'm going to take this one here, I'm going to score at, it's 7, 14 and 21 across here. So this is 21 centimetres. So I want to score down the whole length here at 7. So 7 centimetres here. Just bring that down a little bit so you can see the top. And as well, hello, you're all on YouTube. It's unusual. I know you said it's clearer on there. And then moving across here, we're going to cut. So this is a dotted line, so that's a score. And then this is at 14, and this is a cut. Okay. Now this piece left over here will be 7 centimetres because it's 21 across. We'll come back to this side in a minute. We're going to turn it round, and we are going to cut these ones. So we're going to cut at 7, 7 and 7 and 7. So we can get 4 lots out of there. So I will do 7, 2 7s are 14. So we're going to cut one there, slide it back and cut another 7. Okay. So that's basically 7 by 14 scored in half like so. So you're going to make little mini cards like this. Okay, so get those away. We'll grab the bone folder in a sec. So I'm going to do the same. I can do 7 and move it along, or I can just do 14, discard the odd bit, and 7 again. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of mixing and matching tonight. So just score them roughly so I know which way we're going. And now we're on to this long length that we had down here. So we're going to score it, we're scoring at 7, cut at 14. Okay, so that's going to be all the way along. Get 2 more out of there. So we've got a score line at 7. It's like HD on here compared with Facebook. Yeah, I understand that. I can just see by the different colours that it's one or the other. So scored at 7, cut at 14. There's another one. And then score, whoops, get that one out of the way. Score at 7. Oh, that one. And cut at 14. Not much wastage, just that tiny little bit along the bottom. Okay, so that's 6 tags out of one sheet just by doing this one layout. Okay, so I'll put those to one side for a sec. I'm not going to do all of these tonight. I'm just going to give you a few, just to give you some ideas. But we're going to do that cutting and scoring again. So we're going to score down at 7 centimetres. And if you join in later, I said 2 3/4 in inches. Just check that that works for your... It should work for the American sizes, because if it's 2 3/4, 5.5, and then another 2 3/4, my head can't do fractions. And then your paper is wider, but slightly shorter. So that should work really well. So let's hope it does. So anyway, 14 this way, and I'm going to cut. This is a piece we hang on to. Then this way we're going to cut at 14, just so they're in 7 centimetre pieces. Then we can chop and change around as we like. Okay, so again, I'm going to fold these in half, just where they are, and a 14 there, and 7. I have a very quiet house tonight. The cats did definitely miss us at the weekend. Yes, but I've been out today, so with one of my team over at King's Lynn, and then some friends. I met a friend at lunchtime with a commission that she wanted done. That was nice. Caught up with her. So by the time I went to the shop and came back, it's the day was gone. So score on there. So we've actually got, from that one layout now, we have 6 pieces, but we've now cut from 2. We've cut 12 little small gift tags or mini notelets. So however you like to use those. I'm going to grab a bone folder. I'm just going to burnish all of those. Now these can either be a little punch hole in the back there. You can punch one in there, tie some string on so it can be left open, but the front is intact. It's entirely up to you whether you want to do that or tape them onto your parcel. Put a couple of dimensionals on the back here, back of the card, and pass it on to your recipient like that. It's entirely up to you. Just popping all of those in together. That's the navy. These are the vanilla. So I have my big shot. I have my usual dies that are often on the table. So I have 2 piles there. And we're just going to take one of each and just do a few until you get fed up with me. Very warm welcome home. Bless them. We only leave them for 2 nights, but we have people that will pop in. Excuse me. I've come into a cold room. Not been in here all day, so the fire's not been on. It's very, very cold. So I have got one of my favourite sets of dies. I have got Stylish Shapes. And if we take that out of the pouch, you'll see that there's some really good shapes in here for doing tags. I've bought a couple of punches over as well. This one would possibly be too big to fit on there, but might not. We'll see. And I've bought my very favourite double oval punch. These work so, so well. Really nice. Hi, Sandra. You're Billy No Mates today over on Facebook. The others are all on YouTube. So, but hey, we're all in here and I can chat to all of you. So these I just thought would be really good because they've got the square shapes, they've got circles. So depending on what bits and pieces I pick up, we're going to find things that we can cut and do. So because I've been working with other colours, I thought, I know this is no longer available, but I have got scraps of my the gold and the gold and the navy papers in here. I've got lots of bits, so I'm going to just show you how you can, it's more frugal festive crafting, just lots of bits. And so I just want to tip some out actually. Scraps and bits. Let's just see whatever we've got there. Start with that for now. Okay, and then we'll just pick at them and see how we can decorate for you. So by having some cream and some navy, I will use up both bits of these. I've even got in there, I can spy a bow that's been tied. I've started doing this with all my packs of DSP now. Hi Pam. All my DSP now, I'm putting a cello bag or a Ziploc in there on each packet so that I can put all the smaller tiddly bits in here, because you've seen me long enough now to know that I use all my scraps. But little cards like this is ideal. Look, we don't need much on there, and we've got a little bow tied ready, look. So we can play with this. Pam, I put up the layout at the front, so I'll put it on again at the end. So just for now, I'm going to tip all of these out. I haven't got a little lid. I've got a tin here. Whatever's inside that tin is going to be chucked out. I'll put them on the lid, look, that way. That will work. So just put all of these bits in here and we can ferry around and see what we do. So these little tiny bits, some smaller than others, and just give you some variety really. Okie doke. It's a good way just to say, right, we're going to use these bits up and see where we go with them. You can start with the biggest pieces first, or you can, like this piece, we've got a piece there that is virtually the right size. So, and we've got strips. So let's just play. Just going to have to, I'll work fairly fast I think tonight, but I will, if I can find a trimmer. I brought it over. There we go. So like I say, I've got my embossing folders as well. So I'm just going to work around what I've got here. So we know now this is 7 centimetres square. Okay, I'm just going to bring you in a bit. Sorry, let's just go down here. And bring you in a little bit. Otherwise you won't see me very well, will you? There we go. Is that nearer for you? Okay. So we on here now we have 7 centimetres by 7 centimetres. So any layers we do, we just want to come in a few millimetres. So my usual is to go down by half a centimetre or 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to take that down to 6.5. Okay. So we've done the one sheet wonder. The one sheet wonder was actually the layout of our card. So if I just flash that back again, I've buried you. Yeah. So for those of the late joiners, I'll just show you this layout. This is one I've used before several times. It's an A4 sheet of paper, of cards, sorry. And I've just scored down the whole sheet. I've divided the width 21 by 7. So you've got a score at 7 and a cut at 14. Leave this piece aside, turn this round and cut 7, 7, 7 and 7. And then the strip that's left, you're going to score 7, cut 14, score 7, cut 14. So you get 6 out of one sheet of A4. Very little, very minimal on the end here that is wasted. Okay, so just going to rustle through some really quick cards. Grab my Tombow. Even if we don't decorate them, I have this belief that, let's try another Tombow. Let's get the next one. That one needs a little bit of work on it. So let's try this one. Can you still see me yet? So, oh, I know what. So this is this one. What I'm going to need, I packed my tweezers to go out today. So I might just have to get those out of my bag because playing with small pieces, it's not really going to be good for my fingers. So let me just see. It should be just beside that. I'm hobbling a little bit at the moment. I have, a few of you have seen me. I've got that, it's quite common I know, but I've got it on my foot, that plantar fasciitis, really painful. It feels like on my left foot I'm walking on a small stone or pebble. And it's, yeah, it just depends on where I put my weight on it as to how bad it hurts. So I'm going to just swap these around now. I'm going to use different patterns. So we have a piece here that's not quite big enough. But you see, we could take that, whatever this width is, I'm going to take into a square in the centre. Okay, so that is, without doing much cutting, I kind of like to work out, that is 5 centimetres. So if I now take this one and go 5 centimetres this way, okay, we can put a little square in the centre there like so. Okay, like that. If we wanted to, we've got the dies here as well, so I could do some of those. I've got the stylish shapes out, which are really, really good for doing things like this. So I might do 2 of these. In fact, there's enough to do 3, look. Just trying to use up pieces. That one is really tiny now, so let's say goodbye to that one. So that's 3 pieces if I should want them. So I'm going to put those at the back to repeat. I have got the gold foil. I've got the distressed gold. And have I got some pieces of that left? We've got that piece and we've got a few pieces in there. We've even got some gold leaves on there. That's not going to be big enough, I don't think, for what I want. because I'm going to miss the edges off. So I will just have to cut a piece. Let's grab a bit of it. So that piece there will do. So I'm going to cut this to, that was 5 centimetres. So I'm going to cut this piece off here at 5.5. Okay, we'll make it a little bit of a border. Okay, and then 5.5. 5.5. Okay, won't worry about that piece just yet. Just a couple of them. So then our pieces of gold here can just augment that behind there and just make it pop a little bit from our cream. So we could put that one, I'm going to put those flat on here now, and then I will put a greeting or something through the middle of that. It is a great way, Marilyn, yes. I know, Shaz, it is really painful. I'm trying to make sure I walk on it and just keep using it and not let it seize up. I'm not going to gut these today, just because it's they're getting quite small now. And you know me, I would gut, but I don't necessarily always. So I'm going to put that on there flat, so we've got a nice little border surround. Okay, like so. Turn it over again and round here. So things like this is a great way to use the scraps up, like Marilyn just said. I've just made that piece, the strip that was the 5 centimetres anyway. I've used what was there. I've put a tiny little surround around it, and there we have another piece ready. So these are just going to be little toppers, really, little pieces that we can use. So I'll put tape adhesive on here, and that on there. A little bit of surround. Just a quick way. Things like this you want to be, when you're wrapping your presents, you want to say, yeah, okay, I've got a load done. They're just going to go now. And of course, if you've been following my crackers, you will have loads of bits from your crackers. If you've done as many crackers as me. I've still got this tub of red ones, and believe me, it is really, really deep in there. So those can just be put on a piece of, yeah, just a thin piece of card. They can just go on there and be used, and then build them up later. Okay, so there's some more. I'm going to do a few more of each. Just trying to do different layouts, different pieces. Going back to this tub in here. So take a navy one. We can do stripes. Just looking for some cream pieces. So little pieces like this, we could have on a cream layer. So if I cut a layer of cream that is, these are scraps. Oops, there's a scrap. That will do. So I will make these a 7. So I'm going to go 6.5 here. 6.5 and 6.5. When these get to this size, I do leave them. That one. This can go back in the tub. Okay. So with these pieces, we can actually cut little strips that are. This is 6.5. So now our strips will be 6, and any width goes. Any pieces. So that's another piece of the same. What's this one? That's another little strip. They don't have to be all the same size, and we can interchange them. So I've got some bits here. Let's just put this to one side, and I'm just going to take this to 6 centimetres. Okay, I know these are squitty little bits, but they all come in handy. If this one will go to 6, then we can, no, it won't. Put you back. Oh, I've got some trees in there. These are different papers, so you can go with different patterns. Cut it to 6. So that'll do, that'll do. The stars. Creams, I want some blues. That piece to 6 centimetres. And another piece at 6. Just all those little odd bits that you've got left over. And I might even cut one of those down this way. Any width will do. So you've got a couple of smaller ones as well. So let's get some of those down. Because I've got a cream outer edge, I'm going to use the blue to top and tail it. So just a little bit of Tombow on here, not too thick, just spread it along. And leave a little gap around the edge. And just slide it so you've got the same gap all the way around. Okay, and then I would put one at the top as well. It doesn't matter which thickness you put. So let's put that one at the top. There. So these are literally just offcuts, just using up to make some tags. If you did this as you went through the year, in an ideal world, Sandra would be organised like that, but Sandra's not. So these can either join together or you can have a slight little gap between them. If you were to do this with different colour patterns, when I've got all these scrap bags in my DSP, you could actually just stop every now and again and just make up little panels like this. No decoration, no greetings, no nothing on them. And then later on, when you need them, you can just make them up. These would also make nice little small toppers on the front of a card. Just however you fancy using them. It's just a good way with scraps. Okay, so I've left little tiny gaps in between mine. That one's not 6, is it? So just chop that down. This is where this handy little trimmer comes to its own. It's really good. Just going to stagger those. And the vanilla edge around the side just gives it that little bit of gap from the navy. Okay, that one's going to be too big to go in there. We've kind of got a little bit of cream and a little bit of blue to come in here. So I'm not going to bore you by doing too many. I just want you to kind of know my thinking behind it and how I get there. So this is a vanilla and it's really thin. So like I say, I'm holding it in my tweezers and just come along that. You still see the gold sparkle on here. Okay, just so. And I want a little piece to go in there, if I can find one, not the triangle. There's something else. Maybe that. Cut that one and just cut a little tiny piece off. So go down to 6 and guess at the thickness that I need to go in that hole. If it's not right, then we'll use another piece. That could go just in the middle there. Look at that. Such a good fit. So just pick and mix with them. Don't waste any time. I've not thought about this. I'm just taking the scraps as they are, making sure they're the right length and leaving a little gap in the middle. Okay, so how does that look as a panel? Bring that up to the screen. So it's my card is 7 centimeters. This has come down. The vanilla is 6.5, and then my strips are 6. Okay, now we can have that whichever way you like. If I'm going to put a sentiment across there, I kind of think I'd be inclined to put the greeting going across, but I do like stripes going that way. So I think today I will just leave it crossways and just come down here. A little bit of glue on there. Pop that on there. I'll probably use a different shape for a sentiment anyway. Just use the Tombow. It just gives that wiggle room and you can slide it into place. I appreciate I'm on a dark matte tonight. So I'm on the black and I've got navy, so it's quite dark, but that's another topper for you. So there's a few. I want to do some with the die cut, so I just want to show you how that's going to work. Get those out of the way. So going back to our sizes here, we have the Stylish Shapes dies. Okay, so I've got these ones are great for sentiments, so that can work nicely for a sentiment on the front here. Okay, put those away out of the screen. I'll tidy you up a bit. There we go. That can go. Don't need that one. Stick that there. Okay, so these are good for the tags. Like I said, I've got some gold ones under here. If we want to use one of those, say something like this piece, we could actually have that gold banner through the middle there, like so. Can you see that one? Get my thumb out of the way. So that can just literally fits across there nicely. That's this one inside here. So let's pop that on, shall we? I don't know if I got dimensionals out. I don't think I did, but there should be some in here. This is my travel pouch that I take away with me. There should be some at the back. Oh, and some doilies. So let's grab these. And a couple of these. So we're going to put these down the back here. So I put one each end. And then I probably take a little piece from the edge. Let's get some scissors. And take one of these little banners there and just take one of those out. Ooh, get hold of it. First one out from the edge is always awkward, isn't it? So take that off. One there, one there, and one there. Now, if you recall, I've been using these recently and they've been put over the back there in my little tub, ready for the next occasion. And of course, the other thing is you can have them standing upright like so, or book type. So it's up to you how you'd like to do them. I think because of hanging them onto tags, I think I'm going to make a hole in the back and leave the fronts whole. So I'm going to put the banner across here. So it's just touching the ends, like so. Okay, and that's ready for the basis of a tag. So that's another one done. So these circles, you can fit all sorts, just work with the sizes as to what's going to fit on your tags. Not that one, it's going to be the next one down. So this one here is a circle die, that would fit nicely in there. And also, possibly that one. This is a stitch die, so square stitch dies. And you could do mat and layers on those, so you could have two different sizes. I think the next one might be a wee bit too, ooh, maybe not. Look at that, we can have that one in navy and then that one in vanilla again. Let's do one of those. I just want to show you some variables really as to what sort of things you can do. Let's bring the big machine up. It might be in the way there. And I had the other map there. So some cutting. This is that one. So we're looking for navy for here. And that's on that one. Nice little scrap. And then let's go back in the box. See what else we can find. I've got a bag of pieces in here. So this is obviously offcut from a project I was doing. And so these are quite handy just to take those out when you know they're going to fit what you're aiming at here. Okay, so I don't get scratches on there. I've shown you before with the plates, you will get scratches on the other piece. So that's going to go back into my pot and cut those two out together. It is beautiful paper. Sadly, it is sold out, but the techniques I'm showing you can be used with any paper. So if you've got foiled paper, I've got loads of that. Christmas time is here, and I will be working through those, I'm sure, throughout the year. But I also have other retired papers that I'm desperate to use up, so kind of need to get through them before we start on the next ones. So here are my two dies. That one's fallen out of the middle there. It's a bit dusty from my plate. So that can go in the bin. Put that one away. And then this one in the bin. Just press that one out. Oh. With these dies, because these little holes in here are so tiny, they do like to really grip on the card. So they do just need to push them away. I might probably not use a circle just yet, but this is another one. So I'm going to put the bottom one on plain, on flat. Sometimes these come out of the dies, you know, and they've got a little tiny wisp on the back there, which is from just the dies really on the plate. So I just grab, not over the work surface, but I take an old nail block and I just wipe those edges. It's really fine. Once I've used them for good on my nails, you can see these have been abused on card. So I'm just going to do it off the table and just wipe that along the edges, just if there is any little rough pieces along there. And that's going to go down flat. So in my tweezers and Tombow around the edge and a dot in the middle. We've had the last set of papers that I would relate these to is the ones that combination I used the other day, the navy, the old olive and the peacock. They were beautiful papers. Now this one will want to sit on the top there, but I don't know if I'm going to stamp on this before I mount it. So I'm going to take those edges off with my block again, just over the edge of the table. It's like a really fine sandpaper just to get any edges off. It's not that it's not cut properly, it's sometimes when the die goes through, it doesn't 100%. In fact, I am going to put those on pads because I've got an idea for those. I'm going to just do a few and then I'm going to grab my stamps and we're going to decorate and put greetings on. They don't need a lot because these scraps are doing all the work for you. Being a bit extravagant here, but hey, we'll be generous and put 4 on tonight. So that's another piece for in the centre, and I'll probably something very small in the centre there. Maybe it'd be a banner go across with a sentiment. Can't get that to go straight. Look, there we go. So that's another one, more plain than the others, but that's fine. Then I want to do a blue one. We've got 1, 2, 3. Then we'll have 3 and 3, which I think is quite a nice 3 vanilla and 3 navy. So let's just do this one and decide what we can do on there. So we might do a gold layer because I have these pieces. So we could do one of those bigger ones. Well, let's do circle. No, I think I'm going to stick to squares because I think on a card this size it's better to keep the shapes to the same. So cutting off the excess here. Okay, so we need to cut that one and I'm going to cut the smaller one. The middle one will be vanilla, but I'm going to gut that one out. So I'm going to do 2 together. So I'm sure that you will all have bits that you can use and make your craft supplies go an awful lot further. I know of people who do throw their bits away, but we have to be frugal in the current climate. So I've got no shame in making things go further. If any of you have any ideas for recycled, reuse, repurpose, anything that you've come across on Pinterest or in your browsing anywhere, and you can find ways to make Christmas decorations for the tree. I am going to be taking part next week in a tree festival here in the village, and I will have the Christmas trees will arrive ready to be decorated. So we kind of like sponsor a tree, but it's a great way to advertise. And we have lots of new houses going up in the village. So I'm hoping that people will come to the church and actually see a hand-decorated tree. But I've got some ideas already. I've got a list going. But I want to use, I've got some ideas to use our packaging from our Stampin' Up deliveries. I get brown paper packaging in there. Oh, Shaz, you have company. Can you hear her? So I've gutted that middle piece on there. That wasn't intentional to leave that as a gap. It's just not wasting it. And I'm going to do a vanilla layer in between. So this one here. So that'll give it a border. But then that one will be the vanilla. And then I'll get the little lady in. You see how quickly these are coming together? And there's really not much effort involved there. But I am one for doing a prep and cutting them all first. So we just took one sheet of each of the papers in the colours that we had available. 1 cream and 1 vanilla. And it's just having a set of dies. I've got an embossing folder. If you wanted to do some embossing, we could. That could be another day. So my collection will grow. But it's also a case of coordinating. I often coordinate it with the wrapping paper that you purchase. I have a really cool wrapping technique I'm going to show you as well over the next week. Do you want to wrap any present in 30 seconds? Then I'm your person. I've done this before and it has been really good. I just lined them all up on the table, got my roll of wrap, and I was churning them out so quick. It was unbelievable. So I will do a little live with that. Just have to be a little bit more distance from the camera so you can see everything. So if anybody wants to be challenged and you want me to show you how to wrap your presents and you're not local, then you better tune in. because I'm sure you'll be amazed. Okay, so that's more of a plain one, but I'm sure we can do something with it. So we have 3 navies and we have 3 vanillas. Okay, there's our 6 tags. Very quickly done. She was a little monkey earlier. She got up on the radiator bed behind her brother and literally turfed him off because she wanted that chair. So then I picked him up and put him back again, turfed her off, and then literally in seconds, she'd done the same thing again. You did, didn't you? Yes, I'm telling tales. Okay, so now we're for the decorations. Now we can put some lovely big greetings on here. Whoops. These are 2 of my regular ones on here, and I have, don't forget, I've got a bow here to put something on. I want to find some nice short words. I do like these ones here. And I do like the truck bundle actually for a nice sentiment. Let's just find that one. I shifted it quickly and discarded somewhere. This one here, this little message, look, wishing you a festive Christmas. I think it's such a, okay, it's out on the Stamparatus, no fret, it's on here. So I will just take that off there actually. I've left the trucks lined up on there. I was doing another project. So we just put the stamp on the table, let it relax, and then pick it up onto the block. Okay, because the photopolymers, you can physically pull them and stretch them if you really wanted to. But this will go nicely, I believe, in this banner. So I'm just going to try it for size on this gold one. That would actually. And then the other one I brought on was my ovals. Let me just see here. It's not going to fit in there, is it? No. We won't fit that one in. We might fit something else in. So let's put that away for the time being. So we have some strips and we can... We know you're here, lovey. So let's just stamp in some navy on here. Ha ha, go smudge. Yeah, she was a right little bully. She's right at the other end of the room at the moment, so she can still throw her voice. Put one on there. And I'm going to put one at the bottom. Because it's a nice size sentiment. So for 15, she's got a 15.5. She's got a good pair of lungs, hasn't she? So cut those 2 out first. I really could do with my little baby, couldn't I? Let's just grab not you, the little baby smudge. Machine. It's a lot easier to churn these through. So we'll put that on there, put one of those. I would normally take this excess off and do that one separately, but because it's just a bit of card, it should be okay. And if not, I can do another one. I love this little machine. Ladies, if you haven't got one already, you need to be thinking in Celebration, every purchase that you make of £45, you need to be choosing a free item. Again, just take that down those edges, those long ones. So they're just nice little size to go on the cards there. She doesn't want you to forget her. She's saying, Daddy's gone to bed and I want company. The blue and the gold joy is absolutely fantastic. I've used it a fair bit. It did come back into stock. I had customers that were patiently waiting for it. I slapped a load of orders through and I had 2 for myself in there as well. And I'm down to just a few sheets of it. So, bless her. It's too nice to use up, but at the same time, because I know it's no longer available, I kind of feel duty bound to use it and move on. So there's just a couple on there. I can use them on whichever cards I want. but I want to get some other greetings. The joyous, the Noel. Oh, treat time, please, Mum. Yeah, she'll have to have that afterwards. Look, on that one there, those letters will just fit on there. She's up on the landing. You can't see her. I've got a mezzanine floor up there, and she's throwing her voice from the top. So this is the gold foil, and I also have little scraps in here. Look, I've got little bits. So the little bits are being used up everywhere, and I just think this will fit on with this somewhere. So we'll do one of these. I cut that strip across and across there. They will come in somewhere. I also have a team member whose sister works at I can't remember. It's a preschool, I believe, or I don't think it's primary. But she takes any scraps, so the ultimate scraps. The kids love anything. So I have a pouch over there I keep regularly topped up, and I've got a box in the hall for her already. So if any of my local people want to donate, then feel free. And the other thing is, if you're spring cleaning, I need to pass that once more. If you're spring cleaning and you have any clothes that are worn out and can't really go to a charity shop, let me know. The Queen in her tower. That is, yeah, you are quite right there, actually. She is Lord of the Manor. So yeah, rags. If you've got any clothes that have worn out and you'd normally throw them in the bin, if you are local to me and want to bring them along, I take them to Star Throws. It's a cancer charity, and they get weight for the rags, basically. So if you've got things that are worn out, sleeves worn out, you know, holes in things, don't just pop them in the bin. Bring them in a dustbin bag or carry bags to me and label them, just put rags, and I will take them up to Star Throwers, and they get money by the weight of what they take away, because people recycle it and they can shred them and remake them into other things. So they get some money for the charity, which is always good. So I've got some there now that Lynn gave me that are waiting to go on my next visit, which will be this week. So this is another one. So that can go on a card somewhere. I'm thinking this little plain one, or could do it on the gold one up there. Look. So I've got gold there. Let's brighten this one up, shall we? And get these on this one. I just have to take those edges off. N, O, E and L. Make sure when you're doing the letters here that the N actually has to have this straight piece at the top there. Can you see that? The straight is the right way up. That way is definitely upside down. It looks awkward, but it is definitely the wrong way. It is the straight piece goes at the top. So just think about the depth of these. They will fit on there just. Okay, so O and the N. So let's get those ones down, shall we, while I've got them in my hands. Like I say, I'm not wasting a lot of time just on tags. Cards are a little bit more thought into, but just using up scraps, I'm just getting them done. Okay, so I can come just in on that edge, I'm sure. Okay, and place that one. And then the L obviously is in the bottom corner. Dot on there and a little bit there. So that is in that bottom corner. So how is everybody doing on the whole with their cards and their festivity planning? Are you organised? Say we got rid of our first deliveries the weekend, but the rest, yeah, very quiet. It's just getting the cards out. They will be hopefully out this weekend. And then the O. If you had the foam sheets and you wanted to make these 3D, then you could stick a piece of gold on here. I think I've done that online. So you stick that square of foil you would stick onto the foam dimensional sheet, and then pass those through the die cut, and that will actually cut them as they go. I want to do something like that, but it does make it a little bit, it's a bit big, this ribbon, for that. It's too big to go in the middle. We'll do that on another card. But hey, that's just a start. I wanted to see if we've got any bits in here. We have. So these ones here. When I have bits left over in my stamp sets, I put those in a cello bag and they go in here in places as well. Now these ones are going to be a little bit on the large side, but then when you're doing tags, you can think about cutting some of these pieces down. Okay, so making spirits bright even, these words could be fussy cut and split. So like on this card, I could choose to do that one, I think. I'm going to divide these up and just show you what I mean. Grab my glasses. Been making little table treats today. Oh, well done, Marilyn. So I'm cutting this into 3 pieces. So making spirits and bright. Okay, these ones, the short flat words will just go as little briquettes. Up there, and then turn it round. And this way. Put that in the bin. So this will just take a little bit off that edge. So that's going to be making, put it on there so I can see it. And then we've got making here. The edge. Just because they're surplus to requirements, they were just extra ones when I was mass producing. And then turn those round. And again, get rid of that in the bin. That's making. And then spirits, what I tend to do on this will be to just roughly cut round, fussy cut round that word. These have been gold embossed when I was doing several, and they were surplus. I didn't use them, so they just went in the packet, knowing that they'd be used somewhere. Okay, so don't just throw them away. We have a lovely new spring-summer catalogue in our hands already. I've ordered them now. We are just waiting delivery of those to get them out to you with Christmas cards. So I'm just going to come over a little bit. And she's back. I've not been fed. They don't believe you, Smudge. So I'm just whizzing around this one now, making spirits bright, and that will go on one of my tags. Just showing you the flexibility of whatever you've got, you can make it fit. Okay, so it's just fussy cutting around that. That's going to get lost on there now, so it's going to go onto this one, the flame. So take those up. So we have making spirits bright. Can go on that one. There. Okay, so we can do that, but I was looking for one of the other sets. This set, I'm hoping I'm going to have the same in here, but I haven't. No, not in that one. It's a shame. I was hoping for that little piece of holly. This little piece of holly in here is a good one to use on cards like this. But we've not got any in there. So let's pop those ones away. If we want to cut one of those bigger pieces, we could. Just take some of these leaves off here and just take a part of a sprig. So I'm going to just show you what I mean. I'm just going to come through here and I'm going to come up this side and just cut around these. Just don't have to take your dies on face value, because this piece here could come out quite nicely and be used. Okay, I need to get my glasses down. Okay, are you enjoying seeing some ideas as to how you can quickly make up your tags? Those of you who do craft fairs, these would be lovely in a little box or a little packet, just as a set of tags, and you can literally use them from nothing. You just using up the scraps. Okay, so something like that could be a little piece of sprig of holly there. Let's get that one, this one down first. Get that through the middle. Sorry, my plaster's getting in the way as well, isn't it? So I've got to do these flat. Oh, no. I'll do these ones on pads. I've thrown them somewhere. Yeah. Let's just snip these. And these pieces here on this side are flat. So snip these ones out as well, and you get little flat bricks. So just in the middle there, press them down and peel them off. A bigger one there. No, that won't fit. A bigger one on the holly. Just one in the centre, that would be fine. And then another little one on here. There you go. Press them down and peel them off. That's going to go in the centre, the right way up. So folded that way. So making spirits bright, that will be. This one's just going to tuck in behind there, through the middle. However you like it. And then these I will just put straight flat. So just from an excess piece of embossed. And then the other piece. You can just tuck that one under there, look, somewhere. Like so. There we go, and another little tag just finished. There you go, look. So there's ways of doing all of these little pieces. Like I say, there's other pieces in here I could use just to come on here and just cut some of these off. I might divide some of those branches up and just find a sprig like so. And then have a sprig up there somewhere, and maybe this bigger branch. But I cut those ones out off air. Don't want to bore you going through them all. So basically you've got the idea here. We've got a Noel, we've got that one. We've got this one with a wishing festive tag. So that wishing festive Christmas, that can go that way. And I'm going to put pads on that one. Just want to get, if I could get a set of 6 done, it would just look really nice, wouldn't it, to have 3 and 3. And I haven't got my gold twine with me today. When I've got the gold twine here, that would just wrap it around on the ends, and that would be lovely. But look, it's just so nice. Let's lift that up a bit. Straighten that up. There we go. So there's 3 done straight away. And then these ones, just a few bits, and we'll have them done in a jiffy. This one is just a little gold banner. So I'm thinking there was a Christmas one, wasn't there? There. This one. Underneath this one. Christmas. Christmas is at the top there. I've got a feeling this might be. There you go, we can do that one. So that one's on there, and we're going to have the little merry with that as well, or happy. Happy Christmas. Okay, lots of fiddling about, but if you were making lots of these in one go, you can see how quickly that they would make. So we've just got these 3 to finish off. And scraps again. Navy. Ink. There. Just tap that on there, and this is a very narrow strip, but works really well. Because all of those pieces can be used. So you've got a little brick there that's going to say happy. Trim the edges. And a little trim there. These are all things for lap trays again, aren't they? So I'm going to leave that one so I can see it. And this one's going to go on a larger piece. These are all coming out of my scrap box. So if I just pop that there, in fact, I might do 2 while I'm here. So you can have, this can be a lap tray job in front of the telly again, couldn't it? With all your little scrappy pieces. That one I'm going to cut straight. Line it up. Trim the edges off. So this one could go on. Which one can that go? It's going to spoil the bits in there. I think I'm going to put that one on the top there. And I've got my little sponge here from the other day. I'm going to use my navy. These are going to be a lovely little collection when they're finished. So This is for my Christmas one here. I'm just going to sponge the edges in navy, just stroking downwards over the stamp pad. You don't want to get the little bits of fluffy ink, any splatters on your board, because they'll end up on your actual project. But just with a tiny little piece of sponge. And like I say, these are bath sponge. These are just little cheapy pieces. And they get a haircut now and again and then change colour. And then they go back in the bin, haircut the end and start afresh with another colour. Right, so a couple of those just down low of the centre there. Okay, and I'll do something with that one in a sec. That Merry I had here. Where did I stick it? There, happy. So that can just come off the edge there. Can sit wherever you like actually. Half on, half off. Where shall I put it? I'm going to use the bow on that one. I could use the bow there, couldn't I? Let's stick that bow down with a glue dot. It's already in the packet. Remember that was tied already. So let's make use of it. So one there. And another one the other side. And tie that in a second in centre. There you go. Press it down nice and firmly in the centre. And then this one can go just there. And go around the edges as well. There'll be enough on here already. So just going to ink those edges. And there, that just takes the edges away. I'm going to put that one on a little pad as well. Oh, that one in half. Stick that in the centre. There we go. And just go in the middle like that. There we go, that's another little one, and we've just got this one here. Just those two there. So what can we put on that one? So that one could just be offset. What I'd like to do with this one actually is something we were doing today. You can actually offset your tag, so you can actually trim these down. So if I trim the inside of that one and the inside of this one, this is a stitch die. If you want to play with it, you can just move your die each end. But I'm just following the line here of the dots and just cutting on the inside of the dots. So trim that one and trim that one. So I've got an even shape off each end, like little arrows. And then this can sit over the top here so you can see the gold each end. Okay, and we could put just a little piece of tape on there. Are you still with me? Are you still following? Look very elegant. Thank you, Shaz. This is because it's a shiny surface. I'm just putting a piece of tape down the middle. Just tear and tape. Peel the backing off with me plaster on my thumb. And that can just go over. If you just did normal Tombow, you wouldn't see. It would be shiny, so it wouldn't absorb. But you can actually see the double whammy because you've got the tags either end. So you've got the little gold and you've got the white piece. That was quick, wasn't it? And then on here, so that's in the bin. I've got another Christmas. I don't think that's one's going to go. So what should we do for the last one? I kind of want a nice little word to use in the oval punches. That would be an ideal one for this. I might do a silly, you know, and actually do. I know it's American. Joy, this one's for you. I'm going to make one for you. It's Happy Holidays or Holiday Wishes. Happy Holidays. Don't want that one. Happy Holidays. So if I do that one on there, then pick up the happy. Above it, I've got the two lines on there. And if you use this onto a scrap of vanilla, it should be able to pick that up. Let's see how this works. So I've got the two ovals and I want this one to come out of the plain oval. There we go. That worked really nicely. If you wanted them closer than that on here, if you want those lines closer, you could stamp one and then stamp the other and make it closer. So this is gonna, oh look, I can just get the oval one out at the top there as well. So happy holidays. That's going to be waste, but I can use that. So that can go in my pot. This one's going to be used. And then what I wanted was navy or gold. A piece of this again, in that little piece that's sticking out the side there. I can get a distressed gold oval and see how that's going to look together. So those could go on there. And then this can go on the sentiment like so. And for one little tag, we could actually have it going across the stripes. Or that way. Let me stick it on first. And stick that one. 2 of those. You've done well to stick me out tonight because I was on time and this has taken me a little bit longer than I thought it would. But I hope you've enjoyed it. So that's the double oval, and now I can see where I want to place it. And in fact, I think I'll just pop that in the middle. That's quite sweet like that. Okay. Of course, we wouldn't generally just do single little cards like this. We'd do a lot more, wouldn't we, as we went. So I would just add some dimensionals to those. Let's just clear the deck down. So we have 3 navy and we have 3 vanilla. Can you see all of those now? I'll bring the camera in. There we go. Hopefully you can see all of those now. Just get that one out of my face in the corner. There you go. So that's, we've only used half of them. So we've used 1 sheet, okay? And the layout, I will print that one again and I will put that in with the post. But you can see how quickly, I wouldn't dream of just doing these one at a time like this, but you can see I'm not really concentrating on what I'm doing. I'm just grabbing bits and then just getting them stuck down. They could have some little gems on. You could even put a little piece of twine on here. I've got the gold cord, the silver and gold elegant trim. That would have a little bow on there and just a little greeting, a little bow on here just to disguise it a little bit, or put some sparkly on or something. There's lots you can do. This one you could just colour in the holly leaf with a water based. You could put edge around there in blue as well, the same as I did this one. So lots of ideas just by having bits. And if you have bits on your desk like this, if you're doing some green ones, I have a piece there that could go on a sprig if the colours were right. Okay, and of course I've still got loads of diamonds to use. So I hope you loved all of those, and thanks for staying with me. Yeah, and I love making tags as well. It's just the little things like this. It's just so quick and easy to churn out, and it's easy to cut. As long as it's a 1 sheet wonder layout, you can just cut that quickly. So that's really good. Okay, and that's telling me my battery is just about to go. So I've got 10% battery left. So bring you back to me just quickly. Take that off and move you across. There we go. Thanks for sticking with me, and have a good week. I will be back on Sunday. Nothing planned Sunday, so I will be back on time. And yeah, still continuing our run down to Christmas and see where we go. I am promising to do the 30-second gift wrap, so I might do that actually. Okay, do you want me to just do that screenshot of the layout again now, or I will try and print a copy of it? I'll put it in the video again because it's at the front end. Let me just get this down. Move the camera out and bring that one in. You can kind of see that just nearly. Let me line that up and move you across. There we go. So you've got that back on here. You've got my tuss in there from my glue and everything. But if I leave that there, you can kind of see that layer. It is A4. So it's 7, score at 7, cut at 14, and then leave that piece. Turn and score a cut. So cut at 7. Then take this strip and score, cut, all 7s and 14s. Okay, so that is really good. Birthday tags for the year. Absolutely, Marilyn. Good idea. Just have a container somewhere that you know you can go to where they're all going to be. So you've got one place to look for. And then when you need a quick tag, that's your go-to place. So you can nearly have 2 containers the same, one for Christmas, one for birthday. And when you've got an abundance of scraps on your desk like I have, then you can just jump in there and just go for it. And you can take them through on a lap tray. Honest, you can. I love my lap tray. I had my lap tray in the car and I was sewing, hand sewing. Really pleased with my efforts as well. So I've got a couple of craft fairs coming up and I have one really popular project at the moment. So that was really good. So yeah, anyway, thanks for that. It's gone well over time today and thanks for bearing with me. And I don't think there's any other news. The last shopping day for ordering to make sure they're here in time for Christmas is actually the 14th, I believe. Is it the 14th? But we're running so far behind at the moment. I don't know whether they'll have caught up by then. So we are kind of getting near the mark for getting things for Christmas. But if there's anything in the sale, anything online that you want to grab a hold of a bargain, then please do let me know. I will help you as much as I can. Lots of things are getting sold out, so get in there quick for the bargains. Okay.